What if Arizona State, and Utah join the Big 12 in 2024? First of all, I know on the Utah side of things, they play Baylor in 2024 in Salt Lake City, and Baylor has already got a G5 and an FCS, and Utah also plays BYU as well in 2024. So obviously they're going to have to figure out, and you don't want to play two FCS teams, because if you do that, you're automatically going to have to find a way to get to 7 wins to make a bowl game technically, because you can't go to a bowl with two FCS teams. And Utah also plays, they also play BYU from 2025 to through 2028. It's not including 2030, they're going to play them again. So in 2027 and 2025, they're both on the road, but 2026, 2028, 2030, Salt Lake City, which is at Utah. So, yeah, that would be interesting, as we all know. And in all this, Utah also plays Houston as a non-conference game in 2026. At Houston, and in 2027, Houston again, but in Salt Lake City. So yeah, Houston has to fix their non-conference slate for that time period as well. And Houston also plays Colorado at Colorado in 2026. So yeah, they're going to have to figure that out right there, because Colorado is going to be a conference opponent. So that's obvious that they have to fix it. In Arizona, let's see who else. They play at Kansas State next year. Yeah, they can't do that. They already got New Mexico and Northern Arizona, so you're already going to play a G5 and like a FCS opponent. You don't want to have another FCS and all this. You also play Kansas State in 2025 as well, and you even play at BYU in 2026. So in 2027, you play BYU, but in Arizona. So yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. In 2034 at Texas Tech, but that could be easily fixed. It's the short-term stuff they got to fix, and all this scheduling, as we all know. What about Arizona State? Do they play anybody that's within the Big 12 for the immediate future? Not 2034, so in 2024 and 2025. The same thing goes for 2026. That's fortunate that they don't have to mess with it. Oh, yeah. In Texas they play, but that's not a conference opponent. And looking at the non-conference slate for future opponents on FBSschedules.com for Arizona State, they don't play any current Big 12 teams. And I'm not including Texas in all this, because they're going to be an SEC team down the line. So, yeah. Arizona State doesn't have to mess with anything, but BYU, Utah, Baylor, Houston, and Arizona too. You can't play in Colorado as well. Because you cannot play unless you could have them that type of game in terms of location, but you got to find a new non-conference game regardless. In Colorado, in 2025 and 2026 they play them Houston, and in 2027 apparently they play Kansas State at home. In 2028 they play at Kansas State as well. So yeah, they have to fix it regardless. And in 2036 and 2037, you got to play Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State the first meeting 2036 on the road, and then 2037 at home. So yeah, there's gonna have to be some scraping of non-conference games, as you could tell with all this. realignment stuff, and we already know Colorado's a definite. Now I'm just saying a hypothetical on Arizona State, and Utah if they do join the Big 12. And I expect Arizona for sure, and it sounds like that Arizona State's changing their minds about the Big 12 now. So I know the Board of Regents wants them both to be in the Big 12. Now it's a matter of Utah, and I know Utah fans, some of them have been arrogant, and they say we deserve the better. Look at your history, dude, Utah fan. You were in a G5 prior to the Pac-12, and even then, but in the past as well, you were in smaller conferences, and you were even independent from 1892 to 1909. Come on now. So I just want to explore this what would happen if Arizona State, and Utah joined the Big 12 here. Anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 5 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go. And yeah, you cannot have 2 FCS opponents in 1 year unless you win 7 games, because it's a rule to make a bowl game and all this.